I'm assuming this is called a stab vest because it's supposed to prevent me from getting stabbed.
Yeah.
How much time do you have?
Got life.
You got life?
Salinas Valley State Prison is comprised of several units. There's the general population yards where the majority of inmates are housed. But there's also another unit, and this is where the prison's suspected gang leaders and most violent inmates are harbored.
All the inmates that are housed in here are in here for various reasons. It could be disciplinary in nature. Maybe they did a battery on another inmate on a yard, murdered another inmate, drug distribution.
In the quarter century in which America's prison population quadrupled, the emphasis was on keeping criminals off the street, not rehabilitating them. In prison, there was tremendous gang-related violence, and the perpetrators of that violence often ended up in places like this ADSEG unit, known commonly as the Hole, a prison within the prison.
Anytime you're in an administrative segregation unit such as this, or anywhere else in the state of California, you're mandated to wear a stab vest. Underneath, my shirt, as a lieutenant, we always wear a stab vest at all times. Officer Lamelli's gonna shoot us some vests so we can walk down into the tiers.
Got it. I'm assuming this is called a stab vest because it's supposed to prevent me from getting stabbed?
Yeah, it says we're ready to go.
Let's do this.
All right. Okay, so when we're going here, let's not go too close to the doors. We're going to stay over towards the side.
Okay.
For security cases, gas scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Gassing, by the way, means they throw shit on you.
How you doing? You all right? Good?
How long you guys been down here?
I've been down for 2 years.
No, in ADSEG.
January.
Since January? How about you, man? You been in ADSEG for a year? Crazy. How long you been down, man?
How long I've been there? 8 years.
How many you got? You got a determinate sentence?
Nah, I got like 9 more left. A little bit of time.
Yeah. 17 total. So they get this couple hours, 10 hours a week?
10 hours a week.
You come out in here?
Gonna come in here. Staff will close, the guy will be cuffed up. We'll close the port, or close the door, and we'll open up the port, remove the cuffs, and you come out here for a couple hours exercise for 10 hours per week.
Yes, I do a lot of burpees, a lot of squats, a lot of push-ups. They don't call it a prison workout for nothing.
Yeah, burpees is a real popular workout with these guys.
I bet it is. Yeah,
it's one of the most popular ones we see on the yards all the time. It's good enough. A lot of the guys will jump down and they'll do the stomach hit.
Try and tighten up
the abs.
To reduce the violence that lands people in places like ADSEG, when Warden Randy Grounds walks around asking maximum security inmates to talk about their feelings, it's a huge shift in mindset.
I'd like to chat a little bit about counsel and what it means to you, what you've learned or what your experience has been like.
I think counsel is pretty great for shows people that they can open up, they can change. So many of us go under the same impression that we got to be that hard individual that we're not allowed to feel nothing. Being SNY, we're allowed to see that, hey, yeah, we can change, and there is an alternative way instead of just promoting violence. Here it gives us a chance to open up to one another and share each other's stories that normally that we wouldn't do on any other yard. Being over here, we're allowed to interact with all the groups. That's why on the yard you normally see whites, blacks, Mexicans, Indians, everyone programming together. It just goes and shows, and we sit down, hey, all our stories are different places, but still the same story.
Sharing something personal with somebody inside of a level 4 meant you were either weak or you were just going to get pounded into the ground.
Warden Grounds has rehab programs at Salinas Valley, even though half the inmates are serving life sentences and won't have a chance at parole until they do at least a quarter of a century behind bars. But a chance creates hope, and hope reduces violence.
And welcome back to beautiful Salinas Valley State Prison. You too can enjoy a fun-filled weekend in a high maximum security prison overlooking the beautiful
Salinas Valley.
Salinas Valley.
You know, if it wasn't for the guard towers, the electric fence, the concertina wires, and the prison, it wouldn't be so bad. Oh, and the several hundred inmates serving 25 years to life. Forgot about that.
You know, just overlook the murderers,
Right.
and, you know, robbers and burglars and all that. Last thing I want was one of these guys that are being released is to graduate to that next level of crime, commit murder on a family member of mine or a friend of mine. And everybody needs to have that mindset in this entire country, not just California, it's this entire country. Inmates are being released, and if we're not giving them something, then shame on us. We have to do something. And by offering programs, we're taking steps. They're slow steps, but you gotta crawl before you walk, you know, so that's what we're doing here.
You got the chapel. Hey, how you doing? All right. Chapel, how you doing?
Good to see you.
All right, good to see you too. I think that's probably one of the things that we struggle with most as men, is how to take the high road in a situation of disrespect. And that personal accountability, that personal responsibility that you're talking about, it has ramifications like that pond and that pebble in that pond that you won't see, but I tell you they're there. And it affects the yard, it affects the other inmates, it affects the staff. You're really holding the key to that. You're making those decisions, and I just appreciate that as men.
I was hoping somebody could maybe tell me what this group is all about.
It's a lifers group, and it's you know, it allows us to develop an understanding of all the resources that are available both in the prison and outside the prison for possible parole, so that we can get on with our lives and put all of this behind us.
So just forgive my ignorance, but lifer means that you have a life sentence?
Yeah, I've been down for 38 years.
Are there other people who are up for parole? You are too?
Yeah.
My fellow veteran over here?
I'm going in July.
You are?
After 21 years.
21 years. Wow. Wow. And do you have any way to assess like what the odds are of making parole?
My odds now, since I have all these groups and I'm learning about insight, victims awareness, empathy and sympathy for the victims that I cause detrimental harm to, you know, probably a good chance. I'd say about 70-30.
I mean, a lot of you guys have been down a long time. Do you ever think like, holy shit, like now I might actually get out and like the world's changed a lot and I got to figure out how I'm going to fit in this new world if I get out?
Everybody in here is a lifer. Everybody in here is a life sentence. The only way we're making it out is through the parole board. A lot of guys in here are ex-gang members. A lot of guys in here are ex-drug addicts, alcoholics. And so making the change, all these groups, they talked about the groups earlier. A lot of us here have been down, like you said, 20 years, 25 years. Some of these guys in here have been down 30 years, 40 years. We're learning from each other.
Has anybody from this group been paroled?
Yeah, I got granted parole.
You did?
Yeah.
You have a date?
I'm waiting on that right now. I got granted parole in December. The governor approved my parole in March, and I signed my parole papers, and I'm just waiting for a date now. So hopefully within the next couple of months, yeah, after 25 years.
Wow.
How long have you been clean?
15.
15 years.
Yeah.
So you used for your first decade in prison?
I did a lot for my first decade in prison. Yeah.
Why are these guys all laughing right now? What do they know that I don't know?
Well, you know, the fact that I'm still here in a level 4 prison after 15 years of clean time tells a lot of these guys that I got into a lot of trouble when I first got locked up.
Who's eligible for parole in the next couple of years? How did you get from like a regular yard, a mainline yard, to an SNY yard?
I had to drop out and debrief.
You debriefed. So you're in the gangs?
Yeah.
And then you debriefed?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
You gotta give up. You gotta give up the gang life. You know what I mean? You gotta give up the way of life you were living on the main line, as far as hurting people, you know, plotting on people, you know.
Yeah. What gang were you in?
I was a skinhead on the main line.
And now you're growing it long? Is that now you're the opposite?
Yeah.
You just wanted your hair back? Was that the whole thing?
Pretty much.
So you change out to go to work? Is that the idea?
Yeah, it's a security thing, you know. They don't want you dressed in plain clothes back here.
How many fights you been in?
It's
a lot.
About, I don't know, 25, 30, somewhere around there. I've probably been in about 4 or 5 knife fights. You know what I mean? I've had my hand cut right here. I've had my ear cut. I've had my head stabbed.
But you're all right.
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'd have made a good Navy SEAL, I'll tell you.
I've never been stabbed, man. Or shot.
So you were a good Navy SEAL.
Yeah, I guess, or lucky. So you ordered guys to get hit, yeah, because you were a shot caller.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I was on a couple rings of the ladder, so to speak. I wasn't real high, you know what I mean? I knew a lot of people, had a lot of influence, but I was a quick learner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, of the politics, and that's probably what saved me from either getting butchered or killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Prison was a hard life. I'm glad to be over here. Glad to be out of that mess.
So this is a success story. Donnie's the success story. That's the whole point, is to get a guy like that from being a shot caller in the main yards to coming over, having a heart change, as the warden describes it, and with a little hope of maybe getting out one day. So man, congrats, bro. And you've been since '99, right?
Yeah, 98, 99. I got locked up in May 31st, 98.
Last time you're doing this walk? It's like a lot of people yelling. People seem to be pretty excited.
What's up with this little ass stretch out there?